Welcome to Living Local with Lori. Hi, I'm Lori Johanneson, a top performing realtor in Naperville and the surrounding suburbs. My goal with Living Local is to connect my friends, my family, and my clients with other local area experts and businesses. Today, I am happy to have Carlos from the Naperville Visitors Bureau, which I learned a great deal about it through a leadership event I did with the Chamber of Commerce. So I was very impressed with everything that the Chamber and the Naperville Visitors Bureau actually does. And after being a resident for as long as I've been, I'm happy that you can speak and educate more people around what does the Naperville Visitors Bureau do.
Well, thank you for that, Lori. I appreciate being on your podcast. And anytime we can talk about the Convention Visitors Bureau, I'm always excited. So I'm actually Carlos Madinyà, and I am the Director of Sales for the Convention Visitors Bureau here in Naperville, and we only represent Naperville.
That's excellent. So let's talk about the top three things that the Visitors Bureau, why would I go to the Visitors Bureau versus going to the Chamber?
Well, the difference being is, and that's actually a great question because we get that asked a lot. With the Convention Visitors Bureau, our responsibility, or my responsibility, is to work with all the hotels in Naperville to bring in large meetings and events. So I can help anybody with a meeting between 10 people up to 1,000 and everything else in between. I cover all markets, and it's my responsibility really to know what all the meeting spaces that Naperville has, which Naperville has, believe it or not, right now, a total of 65 meeting space. And that includes hotels, restaurants with larger meeting space, unique attractions and whatnot. So I can help anybody, like I said, if they have a wedding group block, I can help with that, dress rehearsal dinner, a baby shower. Again, that's really from the local side how I can help people. And the best part about our services, they are complimentary. And that's something that most people don't realize. So
no, that I didn't realize. So I'm sure everybody who's listening is going to pick up the phone and call you, because everything we do anymore, it's another added expense to our lives, which with everything else that's going up in value, homes, gas, if there's something that we can come to you for, that's awesome.
And then one other thing, and then locally, I do help a lot of people with a lot of their wedding group blocks and rehearsal dinners. And as anybody putting a wedding together knows, that one word they'll never hear in that entire process is complimentary. So when they really hear that, they're really very, very excited. This also with us, any group staying at a Naperville hotel, we provide complimentary welcome bags. They usually have like the dining guide information about Naperville, a few other of our giveaways with our logo on it, a small bag of chips, just for them to say welcome. We can customize that with the groom and bride's last names, or any other company that comes in for that as well too.
So can anybody just walk up, because I just learned where the Visitors Bureau was I've seen it. I don't even know why it didn't dawn on me. So can anybody just kind of show up and walk in? Is it just that simple to walk in? Do we need to make an appointment, or how does it typically work?
No, obviously, if you want to connect with me to help you with some sort of a local event, by all means, reach out to me first to make sure that I'm available and not on a call or on and about, because I always love to meet people face to face. But if you also want just any sort of local information about Naperville, please stop by. Our offices are Monday through Friday, 8:30 to 5, and anyone and everyone is welcome. And we actually get a lot more visitors than people realize, both local folks and people that are just visiting Naperville for the day or two during their staycations.
No, that's wonderful. And ever since Hotel Indigo came, I think there's been a lot more businesses pulled just right into that downtown Naperville area, which I think it's been a great addition to the downtown. Yeah. Right now, downtown's undergoing a lot of construction with, changing up parking a little bit. So I think that's probably a bit of a struggle right now, I'm guessing, for the businesses. But everything you're doing is supporting the businesses. You're bringing more people into Naperville to help support these other businesses through the events and the attraction that Naperville has. I help a lot of people who are relocating here, or leaving here, but it is great when the people are coming, just to tell them what a great town and everything it is. And so directing them your way versus to the chamber, which is also a great resource, it really well rounds people from a business side as well as a community side, which for you, it sounds more community driven, to support the businesses and the events that are taking place here.
Yeah, and that's from a local perspective. So, but from a national perspective, which is also one of the responsibilities that I have, it's predominantly the majority of it is really bringing large meeting and events into Naperville from throughout the country. So I do a lot of conferences throughout the country where I go and I really talk about Naperville. So when people kind of say, "Hey, Carlos, what do you do? What does the CVB do?" I jokingly say I kind of just educate people about everything that Naperville has to offer. In addition to the 17 hotels, soon to be 18, our historic river walk, during the spring, summer, and fall months is just a beautiful time of the year. Plus all the attractions that it has, with Whirly Ball, Top Golf, the Children's DuPage Museum, iFly, the Napier Settlement, Bolero, just to name a few right at the top of my head. Plus what the Park District also offers when it comes to the paddleboat quarry and the Centennial Beach and the Century Walk Museum. There's a lot that Naperville offers. So whenever somebody tells me, what do you do, Carlos? I said, I educate people. So through these conferences, like I said, I just reach out to people of why they need to be here within Naperville. So I'm more or less the connector. So once I create the excitement from the meeting planner or from the association or anybody wanting to come in, then I connect them with the hotels. And it's really then up to the hotel to kind of solidify and lock that business. But I'm also still part of that process, making sure that everybody is having the right information at the right time. Anything else needing to know what's called being shortlisted. Because what happens with a lot of these events, a lot of the times they're looking, Chicagoland may be one of 2 or 3 other cities throughout the country that they're considering. So my job is really to always stay on focus, stay on top of them to be able to say, how can we make sure that any one of our Naperville hotels are shortlisted, meaning they become one of the final 3 options for that meeting to choose from. So I provide anything that they need to help ensure that Naperville is chosen for that meeting.
Well, Naperville is a great place. It is a suburb that is highly sought after. I love selling it when I have a listing and I have a buyer all on the same side. So would love to have a fun fact about you. Something outside of your day job.
Okay. Well, most people, I jokingly say, I come from a blended family and we're like the Spanish Brady Bunch, which I'm the oldest. So I'm Greg in that sense. And what I mean by that is my mom had 3 of us, which I'm the oldest of. And then my dad, my stepdad, who I consider my dad, he has passed on since then. He had 3. And I don't know if you remember, you're probably too young for this, Lori, but the last season of the Brady Bunch.
I'm not too young for it, but thank you.
Last season of Brady Bunch, they had cousin Oliver. We had cousin Diana. And then you're really too young for this one because that's 7, right? So then we went to the next show, 8 is Enough, because when my parents got together, they had my baby sister, Andrea. So by the time she was born, I was 11. So in being the oldest male in a Latino family, you might as well be an adult. So, in taking care of all my brothers and siblings early on, I kind of learned about client resolution way early before I even knew what the heck that was.
Yeah, well, and it's probably made you even that much better of a person in the role you're in. I mean, that's how you grew up, educating, helping, being there for people. And it is nobody paid you to do it. Nope. Obviously you're paid in the job you are, but people are coming to you and you're offering them a free resource and being very helpful to everybody in our community. And I think people are gonna be as shocked as I am as exactly what you do. So I really appreciate your time. I'm sure I'll be visiting over at the Naperville Visitors Bureau very soon. So we have a lot of wonderful families who are moving into the community. So it's very exciting to watch just the shift that's happened over the past couple of years and all the great people that it's filling up and excited about everything that Naperville has to offer. So thank you again.
You are most welcome. Thank you for the opportunity to showcase the Naperville Convention Visitors Bureau. It's been my pleasure, Lori. Thank you.
Thank you. Please remember to follow us on our social media channels as well as livinglocalwithlori.com.